We are still on round 29 and the exciting games happening in midweek. We've discussed some games already and now we're previewing the rest of all the action. And Victor, going to the top of the table, many are worried about Arsenal potentially dropping points. But do you think they will have enough firepower in them to beat Brighton and maintain their title chart?
Let's call it what it would be, a bottle, right? Yeah, I don't see Brighton getting anything out of this one, with all due respect. I also backed Arsenal in our predictions show, and I stand by it. They are very weird, Arsenal, but they do keep winning. Something still works, you know? And if you look at Brighton, okay, they've managed to beat Forest and surprisingly Brentford away. But
Hmm.
before that, they lost quite quite badly. You know, like they were on a winless run of 6 games. 4 of those were losses. So I just don't see Arsenal not winning this one. It's not even necessarily form; it's also the swagger and the confidence that Arsenal must have at the moment. Seeing how even when they're playing quite poorly, they still manage to get wins.
Yeah. And speaking about Arsenal's direct rival for the title, Manchester City. Max, Manchester City are overwhelming favourites to beat Nottingham Forest, according to the bookmakers. Do you expect the game to play out that way?
I mean, I already said it last time when we recorded that we kinda overrated Nottingham Forest with the way they're playing at the moment. And when you talk about Man City, I mean, they won 7 in a row at home. They're doing decent. Also, the head-to-head record at the Etihad, they won 5 straight games without conceding a goal against Forest. So it should be a pretty easy round for them, and I expect them to win at least by 2, actually.
Interesting. And back to you, Victor. Who will come out on top in the London derby between Fulham and West Ham?
It had better be Fulham, right? I mean, West Ham, they have shown some signs of life lately, and of course there was this big loss to Liverpool, but that was to be expected. I think even before the season, they would have looked at the calendar and said, "Okay, we're not winning this one, lads." But before that, they've been doing well, and I think they will be a bit more focused on their FA Cup tie rather at the weekend. This game against Fulham, I'm not saying it's a throwaway because they are very much in a relegation dogfight, but I don't think that they will manage to get anything out of it. A draw would be, to me, quite a shock.
Interesting take. And Mark, Spurs are taking on a Crystal Palace side that have equally struggled since the start of the year. Do you think maybe this is a good chance for them to end their 11-game winless run?
I just don't actually understand why it happened with Spurs, because when you look them at UCL, they're doing decent. I mean, they made top 16 straight. They didn't lose a single game, but then you look in Prem and they're such a terrible team. And I feel like the game against Palace at home, Palace that are doing quite bad recently, this is probably the game for Spurs to win and end this thoughts about them being possibly relegated. But if they do manage to draw here somehow or even lose, then we should be relatively serious about them possibly relegating.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
And finally, Victor, how do you expect the game between Newcastle and Manchester United at St. James Park to go?
Most likely with goals. I don't think this one has any shot of finishing 0-0 at the moment. If you look at Newcastle's last few games, there have been 24 goals in the last 5 games, whether they've been home or away. Um, they are scoring and conceding quite a bit. Man United, for their part, like they've shown some fight that against Crystal Palace we would have never seen them win again under Amorim. Going 1-0 down, that was already a death sentence for them, you know, and
Yeah.
it would not have happened. But now Carrick is instilling some fight in the old dogs, and I do think still that Newcastle has a better chance of coming on top in this one. Maybe a draw, but I don't really see United winning it, Man United.
Mark does not agree with that one, yeah. But yeah,
Honestly,
hear it.
doesn't, but the
I
truth
hear it.
hurts doesn't.
I hear it every week, and every week we're winning, so I'm fine.
yeah, we'll see what happens this time in midweek. I mean, midweek games always comes with all the surprises, though. But yeah, we're looking forward to round 29, and after all the action in midweek, we'll be sure to discuss all the best bits, talking points, and all the post-match reaction as they happen.